Hey, I just wanted to do a quick video with some tips and pointers so far from my experience dealing with the Antarctic cruise on the Seabourn Pursuit. We got into Buenos Aires a couple days early and stayed at the Buenos Aires Marriott, and then transitioned over to the iconic Alvear that they put you up in. One thing that we ran into with that is pretty key one is keep your boarding pass. I think most of us nowadays do digital boarding passes, but my wife did not bring her phone with her. She leaves it behind, and so she happened to have a printout copy of one, and on the digital on my side, on my app, it did not show as a current or past trip. We had done it 2 days before, and when we checked in, they asked for the boarding pass, and the reason being, if you don't have one, they have to charge you a 21% tax on the rate of the room. So probably get a paper copy to be safe and hold on to it. My wife always keeps hers after a bad experience in Mexico, so that's one thing to do. We got there at the hotel provided by the cruise line at about noon. We're greeted, welcomed, and led into a room at noon. I don't know that you can expect that, but very pleased to be able to do that. A really nice hotel. And again, I don't know that you can expect that if you come in on your own. Probably the later in the afternoon you get there, the more likely. But there are 2 blocks away a lot of cafes, restaurants, bars that you can walk to. So worst case scenario, you store your luggage and go grab a late lunch. When you do get to the lobby, you're supposed to check in with Seabourn. It's not super clear on that. And there is a Seabourn desk in the lobby of the hotel. We waited in line for it, and it turned out it was to buy excursions to do stuff in the city. So to actually check in, figure out which flight they put you on, get your luggage tags, which I printed mine out in advance. Don't waste your time doing that. They give you more hardy tags once you're there. That is in the basement of the hotel, so keep that in mind. You put your bags out between 8 and 10 at night outside of your room, and they pick them up and take them, so you don't have to deal with your large bags transitioning until you get to Ushuaia. There you do have to pick up the bags to bring them through the airport, and then they take them from you again. It's one of the worst baggage lice situations I've dealt with. It's a very small area with a lot of people all there at once, and everybody seems to just want to stand there and take up a spot versus wait and grab their bag when it comes, so keep that in mind. They do have free trolley carts to put your luggage in, which is nice, but it took a long time for the luggage to come out, and it was pretty chaotic with people everywhere in there and hard to get it at your luggage. The flights are super early. We got put on the early flight, so we had to be on the bus outside the hotel at 4:45 a.m. You can get breakfast at 3:45 a.m. in the hotel if you want to. They actually had a pretty decent breakfast on the plane though, if you want to sleep in a little bit later. The plane itself, I heard people complaining about it in advance. It's a pretty basic plane, probably economy type Argentinian airline with a 3-seat by 3-seat setup. But to their credit, they almost without exception, it was just 2 people in a row, so you could stretch out and get pretty comfortable there. The carry-on compartments on them were actually quite a bit larger than a typical United Express jet, so that part was nice, so we had no problem at all getting our carry-ons on the plane. Keep in mind though, you have to do a lot of climbing stairs, getting on buses, etc. just to get on the plane, which it was raining today, so look at the weather, and if it happens to be with rain in the forecast, be aware that you will be standing outside in a line to climb stairs to get on the plane. So an umbrella or a poncho could really come in handy there. The immigration process, domestic, from Buenos Aires to Ushuaia was very, very simple, very easy. I hope I'm not pronouncing that wrong, but I probably am. Hassle-free. I happen to have taken my fantasy football trophy with me as something I said I was going to do if I ever won it again, and I got a little bit of grief about that, but I showed them videos and pictures I'd taken with it in Buenos Aires, and they got the joke and let me through with that. Once you arrive and get on the bus, we were told that, oh, you're lucky you're getting an early flight, you get a tour of the city. Well, I mean, truth be told, I'm not trying to be negative, but the tour of the city is really just a stall. They're stalling to bring you onto the boat with more time for lunch to be ready, for rooms to get clean. The rooms are ready at 2. And an interesting thing that they do, instead of giving you keys, the keys are in your room. So your room is unlocked and you go get your keys. And it was ready at 2, so they did have that right. There was our parkas that we had pre-ordered in there. The nice thing about that is there was a note. If it didn't fit right, you could exchange it. So we tried ours on right away and they worked. They were super nice. The waterproof backpack that they gave you also was super nice. There was binoculars in the room, and I didn't think there were going to be. I thought I saw something about renting those, so I bought some. So I don't know how good they are, but there are binoculars in the room, which is nice. And so you do get on if you're on the early flight, you get on the boat around 1. Lunch is available. You do have the ability to go back into the city. You just have to be back by 4:30. Normally that's something we would do, but we decided to kind of take it easy, enjoy a lunch, and chill. The room is amazing. We have the lowest entry point room that you can have, and it's wonderful. I took a video of that I'll put on later to show you the room for those who are interested. But so far, really good experience, but those are some things that would have been handy for me to see in advance to prepare for. So hopefully if you are booked on this cruise or looking at doing one in the future, these are something that you might find helpful. Go ahead and ask any questions you might want, and I'll do my best to answer them. Take care. Thank you.